Alright, so you've seen me do ranking videos. You've seen me rank the Trackmaster sets of all time. Now you probably think, what would I rank next? I'd rank the best engines or the worst Trackmaster sets? Well, not exactly, but that's a video for another time. But after you guys seen my YouTube poll and seen how much you guys want me, what rank video to do next, I figured out why not. So today's video is something we're gonna rank something that's a little bit outside of the Trackmaster and more based off the TV series. The narrators. The narrators in Thomas is an important role to get right. Each person have their own way. But for narrator, you have to get these important rules right. You have to have good character voices, enthusiasm, energy, and an overall tone that fits the story well. Do it your way. So in today's video, I'm going to be ranking every Thomas narrator from worst to best. So when doing ranking these narrators, I will be taking from season 1 all the way to season 24. So unfortunately, no Narrator series narrators will be counted. And most importantly, whatever I say on this in this video is my opinion and my opinion alone. My opinion isn't a fact, it's just my personal preference. But if you want to show me your narrator ranking, let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer that. So, without that being said, before we get into the narrator ranking, I just want to let you all know once more that only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed to the channel. So if you guys are new, you want to see more of my content that I post, hit that subscribe button and make sure to leave a like and make sure to share this video to spread the awareness. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, coming in at last place, I know this is gonna anger a lot of people out there and get a lot of hate comments, but it's Michael Angeles. Now, before all the UK and Michael Angeles fans out there try to abuse me and my channel, let me give you a lesson. Just because you enjoy something, that doesn't mean everybody else has to enjoy it too. Alright, I enjoy Thomas and Friends Calling All Engines movie, but does that mean everybody has to like it? Well, no. I mean, there are half people who like this movie because of how it was handled, but there are some who don't like it because of those crappy rain segments. I also enjoy watching the hit era series from season 8 to 12. But does that mean everybody else has to enjoy it? Once again, absolutely not. And given that Angeles is the longest running narrator in all the franchise, it makes sense for a lot of people to love him and his narrations. But that does not mean he's good. Now, the reason why Angeles is at the bottom of the list is, well, I feel like his cons outweigh the pros, and there are a lot of things that I don't like about his narration. One, his timing. Whenever he narrates an episode, sometimes he narrates way too fast, or sometimes he narrates way too slow. And here, let me show you some examples of what I mean.
Diesel sidled up alongside. Everyone knows that tenders are a mark of distinction, but I'm afraid that no amount of tenders will save you in the end. We diesels are taking over, and we don't need tenders to make us important, not even one. Gordon was most upset. He was feeling just the same the next day. I'm not happy.
The other engines teased James. I wonder who'll be pulling the express today, said Gordon. I expect it'll be you, replied Henry. James is stuck in the shed for being silly. James felt sad. Next morning, he went back to work. Hello, whistled Thomas. Good to see you out and about again. I'm sorry I tricked you, said James. Are these my trucks? What's all this? Demanded the Fat Controller. We're on strike, sir, said Percy. Yes, added Duck. Beg pardon, sir, but we won't work with diesel, sir. Then, in a quiet, hurt voice, he added, You said you'd sent him packing, sir. I have to give Diesel a second chance. I am trying to help you by bringing Diesel here. Now you must help me. He was the only engine available.
So yeah, he can be really awful when it comes to narrating episodes and either too fast or slow. And let's see, his character voices. Well, I don't like any of the character voices he does because there are a lot. I can't even tell if he has vocal range because unfortunately I don't think Angeles had that when doing voices. But yeah, I don't like his voices to be honest because some of them don't even suit them at all. But if there's any voices that I do like, probably his Sir Topham Hatt voice. It's alright, I guess. So I'll give him that. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say about Angels, and that he's not my favorite type of narrator, and I don't like his narrations. But no, this isn't all me trash talking him. I had great respect for him even when he sadly passed away of late 2020, and I put up my respects to him. So yeah, but if you guys like Angelos' narrations, then that's totally okay. That's totally good. I mean, I'm glad you guys can enjoy something that I can't, so don't feel bad if you do. Well, anyways, let's move on. Alright, coming in at 8th place, we have Pierce Bron. Now, Pierce Bronson, he is, well, not that much of a narrator for Thomas, because he was the only narrator for the 2008 movie, The Great Discovery, which I'm sure a lot of you fans know about. Well, but here, when he's narrating, he sounds a little too soft, for my opinion, and he just kind of doesn't have that much of energy. But when it comes for energy, like the scene where the tower's falling, or Thomas crashing out of Morgan's mine onto the land, that kind of shows he has energy. And nothing much to say. He kind of felt a little boring afterwards, but at least he kind of did not that great job. But I mean, I bet like Michael Brandon or Michael Angelos, both US and UK, could have done a lot better. So yeah, overall he tried, but this Thomas just wasn't his thing at all. So maybe next time. Well, anyways, moving on. Alright, coming in at 7th place, we have John Hassler. Now, I know a lot of Thomas fans out there are going to be surprised that I put him up there. Well, even though when I found out that when Big World Big Adventure entered and that Thomas would be the new narrator, I just literally couldn't believe it. Like, why would they make Thomas the narrator? I mean, they couldn't just literally stayed with Mark Moran and let him tell the stories instead of Thomas the Tank Engine himself. That's very baffling. Well, anyways, so John Hassler, he's, I don't know what to say. I mean, he's, well, a little alright, I guess, but I'm not a fan when it comes to him putting on his Thomas voice, because he sounds a little too high and too high-pitched for my liking when compared to his US counterpart being Joseph May. And he just, well, I don't know, it just doesn't sound like Thomas to me. And even when he's singing the songs from Big World Big Adventures, it just kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. So, I mean, he was okay, but like other movies like The Great Race or Journey Beyond Soda, but unfortunately, Boba, sadly, it just wasn't for him. So, not much to say, but he tried, but it just wasn't for him. So anyways, next one. Alright, coming in at 6th place, we have Joseph May. Now, Joseph May, he is pretty good. Well, better than John Hassler, in my opinion, when he voiced Thomas from season 19 all the way up until the Boba era. And yeah, he kind of did a little better in both those eras of the show. And yeah, not much else to say. In fact, he's energetic. He sounds perfectly young for Thomas and not too squealy or squeaky or blah, whatever that. And it's like John Hassler. And he's pretty consistent and kind of did alright in the singing parts. Just could be a little improvement. But on that, he's pretty alright, for my opinion. Alright, now just making the top 5 is Mark Moran. Now, Mark Moran, he's pretty good, in my opinion. Like, he's one of the good Thomas narrators out there. I mean, he stayed consistent throughout the CGI series, most notably the Andrew Brenner era from season 17 to 21. And yeah, he's pretty good. He has a nice, friendly voice, but the only thing I wish he could have done is like show his character voices. I mean, he only did Dexter in that one-off Wubba episode, School of Duck, and we never heard him after that, but I think he pretty much did a good job throughout the entire Andrew Brenner series. I mean, his tone was perfect, he had lots of energy, and almost felt like he really loved doing his job as a narrator, kind of like how the others did. So yeah, overall he's pretty decent and a good narrator in my opinion. Alright, coming in at 4th place, we have Ringo Star, the guy who started it all. Now, Ringo's narration is kind of surface to me. I mean, I grew up watching his narration on Thomas Gets Strict and other Thomas adventures, and some of his other narrations on other classic Thomas DVDs as well. And, well, I could say his narration kind of felt a little dull in season 1 because he sounded bored and I couldn't tell what characters he was voicing. His season 2 narration kind of took off because he got better and he has so much energy in some episodes like Close Shaper Dog, Percy Takes the Plunge, Edward's Exploit, it just goes on. And in that time, he's kind of started doing a little bit of character voices there, though I still couldn't tell which ones. And, yeah, he was pretty good, though I wish he could have stayed for one more season before leaving, but it was his choice. So overall, he pretty much did a great job, and I actually kind of was happy that I kind of grew up listening to his narration first before listening to the others. Coming in at third place, we have Alec Baldwin. Right now, I really enjoy Baldwin's narration, though there are a lot of people who don't, but I'll get into that later. So, Alec Baldwin, he narrated from Season 5 and did Tom's Magic Railroad in Season 6, as I'm sure a lot of people know, and I really love his energy. In Season 5, he killed it there from the unique energetic lines.
"The dam's breaking up. We must find high ground," shouted Toby's driver. "Your only chance is to cross the bridge," called Percy. "It doesn't look safe to me," wailed Toby. "It's our only chance," said his driver. "If the dam breaks, we'll be done for." "We'll just have to make a run for it, Percy," called his driver. "There's going to be an avalanche," wailed Percy. And he was right. "It's the ghost," he wailed. "What ghost?" his driver asked. "It's the old warrior. He's come to hunt me down."
Teeny unique, funny, and kind of charming character voices he gave some of the characters.
Fancy not securing your freight cars on a hill. They'll come back to spook you and your special funnel.
Well, I'm always going backwards, Mr. Oliver. I have forward-thinking views. I could be a leader, if you know what I mean. My sister has rung to tell me she can't come to stay with me. I was so looking forward to her visit. That's my line of cars. It's not. It's mine. Yours is over there. It's mine. It's not. It's mine. It's not. Because I'm a big blue engine and I know everything. I shall complain whenever I want. You're just a small red engine with ideas above your station. We engines run this island. Oh no! We're in the scrapyards.
And the way he tells the story with a nice, heartwarming tone and overall message.
"Thank you, Thomas. And thank you, Percy," said the bride. "It's the best good luck package ever." And she kissed Percy. Thomas laughed as Percy blushed bright red. "I love weddings," sighed Percy that night. "Did you enjoy your kiss?" But Percy was embarrassed and pretended to be asleep.
Now, people say that Season 6, Alec Baldwin is very bad because he has absolutely no energy and that he dropped some of his good character voices. But then again, he did some good character voices like how he did Salty and Elizabeth.
"The docks! The docks are hard by the sea! Oh, thank you, sir." "So you're the little puffer that's broken down, and you're just an old steam truck. That would be vintage steam truck."
Or I don't hate Alec's Season 6 narration because I am actually fond of his narration because I grew up watching the Season 6 narration and his Season 5 narration, along with Thomas and the Magic Railroad, and and I'm kind of also siding with Unlucky Tuck when he claims that Alec Baldwin's Season 6 narration is relaxed and he's not trying hard, so yeah. And overall, I really enjoy his narration, and he's probably one of the greats. So he kind of took a dip, but he was really great. A lot of energy, and he kind of loved it. Coming in at second place, we have, and I know it's going to shock a lot of others, but Michael Brandon. Now, before all the Michael Brandon haters out here assassinate my channel, let me give you a lesson. Just because you hate something, that doesn't mean others have to hate it too. I hate Thomas and the Magic Railroad because of the messy plot. Does that mean others hate it? No. Some people like it because, why not? I won't talk about that. I also hate the Big World Big Adventures era and how it also got canceled due to that stupid Engines Go reboot. Was that mean others hate it? Once again, absolutely not. Given that Brandon is the longest running narrator for us US fans out there, it makes sense for a lot of people to, some people hate him, but that does not mean he's all that bad. Now, Brandon, the reason why he's in second place because he is, well, one of the most energetic narrators in all times. I mean, a lot more energetic than Michelangelo's, in my opinion. And he, well, pretty much did a good job from there, season 7 to season 16, I believe. So the main thing I like Brandon is his energy and enthusiasm, because he loved doing the show, but the reason why people hate him is because the main answer you all expect. His terrible choice in character voices. So even though some character voices didn't suit some of the characters, like these guys.
If a big engine like me is frightened of thunder, the little sheep must be very scared. How am I going to make the Children's Day really special? I'm not a really useful engine anymore. So Top of Hat will have to send me for scrap. But I liked my old roof with holes.
But he also had quite a lot of standout character voices, such as these ones.
Keep away!
You can't get past. I can only go back as far as the next station. Then Donald is in the way.
Fearless Freddy is back. I'm the fastest engine in the world. Look at me go! I am a big engine, and big engines get big jobs.
Is doing 2 jobs in 1 day too hard for you?
Now, for those of you who say that Brandon was the worst narrator and didn't do a good job in the series, I'm afraid you were all wrong. He did it because he loved it, okay? And he had his enthusiasm and tons of energy, even in the hit era, and he kept his consistency even when the show switched to CGI. And he would always be loved even after he retired from the show when Mattel bought it, and he would always still be loved by the fans who grew up watching his narrations, including myself. So, and I don't think Brandon should be drastically looked down upon, despite some of his voices not suiting the characters. But don't worry, I'll make a video covering that sometime later. So overall, Michael Brandon is one of the best narrators out there, and he's certainly not the worst either. However, there is one narrator that is above Brandon and the rest, and that is none other than George Carlin. George Carlin is, in my opinion, one of the best Thomas narrator out there. Now, probably, how could he be it? Well, let me get this straight. George Carlin is someone, and I think he also loves Thomas. Well, a little more than Brandon, a little more than Baldwin, and quite a lot more than Angel or Ringo did. He had everything he needed for the show. He had great character voices.
It's really tiring to be such a large and splendid engine. One does have to keep up appearances, so.
You impertinent scallywags. Whatever are you engines coming to?
You're a muckle nuisance. It's to leave you behind I be wanting. I hear tell about an engine and some tar wagons.
You swank around with your steamroller wheels, pretending you're as good as me.
Coughs and sneezels spread diseasels. You had a cough in your smoke box yesterday. It's your fault the diseasel came. It isn't. It is.
I'm a plain blunt engine. I speak as I find. Tunnels should be tunnels and not rabbit holes. This railway is no good at all.
So loads of energy did he have for every episode.
Beep, beep! He whistled in horror, for rushing straight toward him was Gordon with the express. Oh! groaned Gordon. Get out of my way!
Are you ready, Henry? Said the driver. Sneeze hard when I tell you. Now, he said. Achoo!
To the funny humor that he added in some scenes.
Hello, Percy. It's nice to be back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir. You look nervous, Percy. What's the matter? Please, sir. They've made me a desperation, sir. To speak to you, sir. I don't like it, sir.
Come on, come on. Why aren't you cars where you should be?
And the way he narrates the episode with a heartwarming tone and overall message to the audience.
Old engines can't pull trains like the young ones can. They can if they're mended, Old Faithful, smiled his driver. And that's what's going to happen to you. You deserve it.
Carlin is a narrator that I can listen to all the time. He will having a voice of comfort and security to me and the audience, and he will be my favorite alongside with Michael Brandon and Alec Baldwin. But deep down, he will always be my voice of Thomas. And that, folks, was my Thomas Narrator's Rank video. Hope you all enjoyed it, and if you want to show me your Thomas Narrator's Rank in the comments, feel free to put it there, and I'll be happy to read it out for you. And if you want to check out more of my videos, they'll be coming soon. Hit that subscribe button, and more ranking videos like this will be coming along the way in the future. And don't forget to like the video and share it to spread the awareness. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.